Hello everyone and welcome to my Bandos godwards dungeon guide. In this guide I will be covering the strategies and methods towards being an attacker at Bandos. The requirements / recommendations for Bandos godwards are as follows. 70 strength, which is an actual requirement in order to enter the Bandos area of godwards dungeon, so a minimum of 70 strength is required, but I highly recommend having at least 80 plus in all of your melee stats. If you have anything less than this, you're not going to be doing much damage. You're not going to be helping your team out, and so unless you're in a mass, you really don't want to have anything lower than these stats. I also recommend having 70 plus prayer for the piety prayer, which will highly increase your DPS. A godsword / a whip plus defender. Personally, I like to use a godsword. I just feel like because of the accuracy, even though it is slower, I feel like because of the accuracy it does better. But if you do not have a godsword, a whip and a defender will do just fine. Also, if you are going to be in a mass, full void melee is very useful because the extra accuracy provided by the armor goes a long way in getting those few hits that can help you actually get the kill in the mass. Alrighty guys, so as far as gear goes, a pretty good setup overall is a helm of Knot, Carol's top, and a Verax skirt. You can substitute certain items, such as the helm of Knot, you can substitute with a Verax helm for the extra defense. But personally, as an attacker, I find the strength bonus provided by the Knot helm a little bit more useful. If you are not using a godsword, obviously you would not have this godsword. You could replace it with a whip and defender. Fire cape, bearer's gloves, dragon boots, fury are all just standard items you should have. If you do not have some of these items, just downgrade to the best thing that you have in all of these slots. The reason why you want to be using a Carol's top is for some magic defense, because, as with all of the God Wars bosses, they have a melee minion, a mage minion, and a range minion. If you wear a melee play body, you have extremely low magic defense, but with the Carol's top, you actually have, well, I actually have 100, which is not bad at all. So it's actually quite important to have a d'hide body / Carol's top for that extra magic bonus. Verax skirt is very nice because it has good defense and prayer bonus. And yeah, that's just a good overall general setup. Downgrade or upgrade with items wherever you can. Of course, if you have something like Bandos tassets, then wear that. That's a general good idea for what you should be wearing as far as armor goes. In your inventory, you are going to need one Zamorak item and a hammer. These are two things that are definitely required. You do not need a Bandos item necessarily, and I will show you how you can get in safely without needing a Bandos item. But you will need a Zamorak item because all the places that you get kill count usually require you to be wearing a Zami item to not get piled by monsters. I choose to use a Zami cape. You can really use whatever you want. I just choose to use a Zamorak cape. Hammer is required to get into the boss room, well not the boss room, excuse me, the boss area, like the Bandos section of God Wars. You need a hammer to get in. Trust me, I honestly cannot count the amount of times I've been like, oh, let's go to Bandos, run to God Wars, get my kill count, and I'm like, oh, shit, I don't have a hammer. It can be hard to remember, but just do your best. Try and remember, you need a hammer for Bandos. I bring 3 supersets, but that is entirely dependent upon how many people you are going with. I am going in a trio, so obviously there's a tank and 2 attackers, and all of us are very high melee stats, so we can last quite a long time, which is why I need the 3 supersets. If you are lower level, you probably only would need 2 supersets, or if you're doing anything less than a trio, you probably would only need 3 supersets. Or, 2 supersets. Then I bring Then I bring 2 Trollheim teleports, and I will show you why you bring 2 Trollheim and not 1 house and 1 Trollheim. 50 Bones to Peaches. Bones to Peaches tabs are not necessary, but they are quite nice. 2 Prayer Potions, 8 Brews, and 8 Restores. Now, I have a Saradomin godsword, and the special attack heals me and restores my prayer. The healing is quite nice, which is why I don't use very many brews. So if you do not have a Saradomin godsword, you may need more brews than this, so you might want to substitute the prayer potions out with 2 more brews, and then 8 super restores. So hopefully that gives you a good overview of what inventory and gear you should be bringing, and once you are set up, we are ready to go. Once you are ready to go, break your Trollheim teleport. In order to make these Trollheim teletabs like I am using, you need to purchase 1 scroll of redirection from Nightmare Zone and use it on a house tab. then you can direct it to the Trollheim location. But in order to do this, you need to have completed the Edgar's Ruse quest. The same can be said about teleporting to Trollheim with 2 Law runes and 2 Fire runes. You need Edgar's Ruse completed, so if you do not have that completed, it's quite easy quest. There are a bit of requirements, but I highly recommend that you do complete that quest if you plan on doing a lot of God Wars in the future. So, this is why we bring 2 Trollheim teleports. Once you are here, you revert this one back, and now you just have your teleport to house. In past, players would have to do what is known as the drop trick, where you teleport to Trollheim, drop an item, or excuse me, drop 2 items, go back to a bank, take out 2 more items, teleport back to Trollheim, and then pick up those 2 items. That way you did not lose any inventory space. But with the Trollheim tab trick, where you revert one back, you do not need to do that, and you can have a full inventory, just easy as that. So, once you are here and you're ready to go, make your way over to God Wars. I assume all of you know how to get down there. It's quite easy. You kind of just make your way down this hill, so I won't record this. Once you approach these yellow dots, put on Protect from Range, as they are thrower trolls, and if you do not pray range, they will hit the crap out of you. Trust me, even with high defense, they will hit you. So now crawl through the crack or push the boulder, whichever you can do. Crawling through the crack is slightly slower, so carry on northwards and then a bit northeast. If you've never been to God Wars before, you are going to need a rope. And I want to say you can get a rope from this knight if you search him, I think. I don't remember. But anyway, like I said, if you have not been to God Wars before, you need to bring a rope and use it on the hole. And assuming once you have your rope set up, you just climb down the hole, put on your Zamorak item, and then just head a bit north. There are 2 favorable locations for getting Bandos kill count. This is the spot I use right here with all these goblins. Yes, that is right. For Bandos kill count, all you gotta do is kill a bunch of low-level goblins. This is the easiest place, and if you are on World 1 like me, where they have a very fast respawn rate, you can get kill count extremely quickly here. So, this is one spot. Just kill the goblins and this ogre right here. And if you do not want to use this location, there is one more spot. The other spot actually does not require a Zamorak item, so if you know you really don't want to bring a Zami item, you can use this spot instead. Let me just finish this ogre off. So, once you get up here, just run a bit north, and you will have to run past some, what are they called again? Orcs. And orcs will do some damage to you, so you're going to want to play melee when you go past these. And once you go as far north as you can, there's 3. There's usually 3 hobgoblins. That one's way over there. But there are usually 3 hobgoblins that are grouped up right here that you can kill for kill count. It is not going to be as quick as killing the goblins, but it's still fairly quick. And as you can see just north of me, there is actually the Bandos boss room. So pick one of these 2 locations and get yourself 40 Bandos kill count. Alrighty guys, once you are ready to go, set your quick prayers to Protect from Item, Protect from Range, and Piety. Then you can drink a dose of Sarabrew. Drink a super restore dose, and head over to the boss room. Pray melee until you get to the door, then hit the door. This is where the hammer part comes in. Now put on Pray Mage and run north. You can drink your super pots now, and make sure the tank goes in before you. Once he has entered the room, feel free to enter. Turn your auto retaliate off, re-equip your fire cape, and kill the boss. That's really all there is to it. All you have to do is just kill the boss. Oh god, I am hitting the minion. My bad, my bad. So, yeah, that's basically all there is to it. Make sure the tank is able to attack the boss first, and once it's dead, make sure you kill the mage minion, Sergeant Steelwill. Always going to want to kill him first. He does the most damage, and so always kill him first, and then after that the order doesn't necessarily matter. But if the minions are not on you, you can turn your prey off, and that's really all there is to killing Bandos as an attacker, guys. Very simple boss. If you do have any questions, feel free to leave a comment, and I will be happy to help you. See you guys later. Okay, Oh, and also one more thing for the guide. One useful tip for any God Wars boss, including Bandos, is this Bandos altar. If you get relatively low prayer like me, do not drink a prayer potion or a super restore, because you can use this altar once every 10 minutes. Okay, well that's awkward. As you can see, I cannot use it at the moment. You can only use it once every 10 minutes, but once every 10 minutes it actually comes, very handy. You just pray on the altar and it recharges your prayer, and you can do it once every 10 minutes. Now that should have covered everything, so if you guys have any questions, again, feel free to leave a comment. See you later.